Intervals. These are intense efforts at a set distance or time, usually interspersed with some recovery time, which you might jog or walk. For example, 5 lots of 2 minutes running fast with 1 minute of jogging in between each interval, or they're also called reps. Splits. Your splits are the time it took to run individual sections of your overall run, so that could be either in miles or in kilometres. A negative split is when you run the second half of a run faster than the first, while an even split means you held the same pace throughout. Fartlek. No toilet humour here. Fartlek is a Swedish word which means speed play in English. It's just mixing up fast and slow running, so an easy or steady continuous run in which you throw in some bursts of speed. This can be by time or between bits of street furniture or random trees. VO2 Max. The VO2 Max is the maximum rate of oxygen uptake that a person can use during exercise. For most average people, it's around the 30 to 60 range. The higher, the better. Male elite athletes might be in the 80s or even 90s, while women tend to be in the 70s. The only accurate way to measure it is in a lab, though many GPS watches now give you a very rough estimate using heart rate data and pace. Gait. Your gait is simply your running style, how your feet strike the ground as you run. Each person will have their own unique gait, which is why good running shops will look at yours and recommend a pair of shoes based on what they see. Pronation. Pronation is the way that your foot naturally rolls inwards when it hits the ground. It's your body's way of absorbing the shock. Overpronation is when the roll is exaggerated, while under is when it doesn't roll enough. Yasso 800s. Bart Yasso is a running coach who reckoned if you could do 10 sets of 800-metre reps in a set time, it would be a good marathon predictor. For example, someone doing 10 sets of 800 metres in 2 minutes and 40 seconds could run 2 hours and 40 minutes for a marathon. Now, it's a nice idea in theory, but doesn't really work in practice. Running 800-metre repeats and racing a marathon are completely different running workouts, so never use this as an accurate benchmark. Your half-marathon time in a race is likely to be far more useful. Progressive. A progressive run is simply one that gets a bit faster the longer you go along. You might aim to increase the pace in blocks of time, for example every 10 minutes, or maybe over distance with each mile or kilometre. Strides. Strides are short bursts, perhaps around 20 seconds, of fast running that you might either do before a hard session or a race to get your body properly warmed up, or throw into the middle or end of a slower run. Foot strike. Foot strike is how you land on your foot when running. Some people are heel strikers, others land on their midfoot, some on their forefoot. Generally, it's thought that midfoot's the best, but there are plenty of examples of elite athletes heel striking, particularly later on in a long race.